Ladies and gentlemen, you can't judge a book by its cover. That's apparently an analogy to discourage you from forming an opinion about somebody without first getting to know them. Something about making assumptions, but I guarantee if you know what kind of music somebody listens to, you can go ahead and start forming that opinion. Because if you know what their music sounds like, then you know what the inside of their head sounds like. For me, if not Mario 3 music rattling around in here, would be something like Dream Theater, something calculating and strategic, 7 completely different instruments playing 7 completely different songs, synchronizing 1 and 5 notes and still sounding smooth and fast and in harmony, something intelligent. That's what you hear when you jump into my vehicle if I'd forgotten to shut the radio off when I got out. But when I get into other people's cars, that's not so much. In most cases, I know if I jump into a clean car and I hear dub mix, the wheel bearings are probably bad and the differentials are leaking, but you keep putting fluid in there, which, good job, I know that's not always easy. But if I jump into a car and I hear excessive bass lines and auto-tune with something that sounds like dub mix, the car's out of alignment, the tires are worn heavy on the inside, the wheel bearings are bad, the brakes are toast, and it's leaking out of every possible place that it can leak. That's just the way it is. That's the same for dirty cars that are playing dub mix as well. This is what I mean by clean dub mix. Not manic, but pretty damn clean. With country music, it's a little bit different. You gotta break it into 3 categories. This right here is what we call 90s country. A lot of suspension problems, probably leaking differentials, and it definitely needs brake work. But they always seem to prioritize tires. There's also usually deer collision damage someplace on the vehicle, like this right here. Not bad enough to call your insurance company, but frustrating nonetheless. Oldies country only comes in for service. New vehicle, low mileage, but modern country's at the opposite end of that scale. Bald rear tires, bad rear brakes, a leaking differential, a bad transmission, and a noisy valve train. And they usually have high mileage, but according to the owner, 200,000 ain't nothing for a GMT 800. And I kind of agree. Millennial rock, which is my kind of rock, is broken up by gender. If it's a woman's car, you'll smell the cigarette smoke and spoiled baby formula well before you turn on the ignition and hear the braking Benjamin. But nobody really wants to tell her that her Dodge Journey needs a cylinder head. If it's a man, it depends on who has the kids. Either way, it's going to be electrical problems and the car is going to be trashed, but if he has the kids, there's definitely going to be a used diaper in there. Classic rock people are cool though. Their cars are always a little older, a little higher mileage, but always in good working order and ready to cross the country at a moment's notice. He just brought it into you to make sure that that was the case.